might be some good gift ideas there. So we'll get to that in just a little bit. But first, good morning, and thanks for being with us. I'm Mamie Lang.
And I'm Ryan Armani. Our top story this morning, travel. Now 2 days away from Thanksgiving, and a record number of people expected to travel this week.
Yeah, and we're already seeing large crowds at the airports, with more expected between tonight and tomorrow. That means you may want to get an early start on your holiday journey. Fox 2's Robin Murdoch has more from Detroit Metro Airport.
Airlines are expected to see the most air travelers ever this Thanksgiving holiday. The TSA is actually predicting that they will screen as many as 30 million people. Those are record numbers, and we are already starting to see some of those crowds here at Detroit Metro Airport. Now, we are told that Wednesday is expected to be the busiest day to fly out and see family and friends. And then, of course, airports will be packed on Sunday, with the majority of people heading back to get to work or get to school. Now, the TSA is expected to screen 2.6 million travelers on that day alone, just on Sunday. So if those numbers do hold true, it would surpass the record previously set back on June 30th. Now, we have been talking to passengers here at the Evans terminal who purposely picked today to fly out to beat that holiday rush and, of course, get to their loved ones a lot sooner, because that is what the holidays are all about. Take a listen. How do you prepare for this kind of stuff? Did you get to the airport nice and early because of crowds and stuff like that? Or?
We thought we had enough time, but it don't look like it. Yeah, we got up early, rushed, get out the door, feed the dogs, and now we're gone.
And it's been 2 months of just waiting. And I work at Crate Barrel. I tell every customer that walks through the door, oh my God, I'm going to surprise my daughter. Yeah, I'm excited.
It's looking like it's moving along. It really is. It's really moving along. I thought it was going to be worse than what it is, but I'm so thankful to be here and grateful to be able to go see my babies.
I'll get here early, on time, right?
And do you just have the one bag? You don't?
One bag, right. Packed tight in one bag.
Again, airports are expected to be very, very busy over the next several days, and the roads are expected to be very busy as well. AAA is predicting that more than 55 million people will drive at least 50 miles this Thanksgiving weekend. We're reporting inside Detroit Metro Airport. I'm Robin Murdoch for Fox 2 News.
Developing out of Roseville, an investigation into an elementary school teacher suspected of misconduct. Fountain Elementary sent a notice to parents saying appropriate actions are being taken. They did not elaborate on the suspected misconduct, but they did say they were working with Roseville police, and parents may be contacted about the situation.
And it's sentencing day for a man convicted of killing his child's mother. Juma Reeves murdered Brandy Nelson back in February of 2021. A cousin found her body in a garage near the couple's home on Drexel on Detroit's east side. The medical examiner says Nelson died from blunt force trauma. This isn't Reeves' first criminal conviction. He pleaded guilty to setting a vacant house on fire in 1996. A firefighter died trying to put that fire out.
Well, an investigation into a stolen car turned into a human trafficking bust. This happening in Royal Oak Township. State police spent days watching 3 houses where the potential victims were being held. 18 people have since been arrested. Police are working to help the victims get the help they need. If you are a victim of human trafficking or have tips that can help police, call the National Human Trafficking Hotline. That number is 1-888-373-7888.
And a local lawmaker introducing a new way to fund and fight crime. This proposed legislation would give incentives and tools to help lower crime rates.
So how does it work, and what happens if it doesn't? Fox 2's Dave Spencer breaks it down.
State Rep Alabas Farhat calls it a public safety and violence prevention trust fund.
All of this is really proactive and allows cities to control their own fate and to have the control they need to bring down crime.
It takes the money you spend on sales tax revenue and shifts that money to city leaders and law enforcement.
This isn't a new tax, so there's nothing here that you're not going to see any more price increase at the counter. Nope, this is just going to be using existing dollars and committing them towards public safety and violence prevention.
Cities from around the state of Michigan would be pulling from a fund of roughly $100 million. The money will be pulled away from other projects and programs in the state's general fund. But Rep. Farhat says they won't touch the money allocated for education.
Right now, we're relying heavily on local revenue sharing and one-off projects through the budget.
How much money depends on the crime rate. For instance, 0.9% of the state's violent crime happens in Dearborn. So this bill says the city of Dearborn would receive $900 grand. There is a cap of 25%, meaning Detroit, which accounts for 33% of the violent crime in Michigan, would get $25 million. Representative Farhat says this isn't a blank check.
There's a performance metric here. If cities can't bring down violent crime within 5 years, there'll be a reduction in dollars they get. So the goal here is to see numbers come down, not just increase spending.
As for what the money will be used for, that's for each city to decide on its own.
And so if a city says, you know, we're going to hire drug intervention specialists to be able to stop addiction at the source, to prevent kids at high schools from getting addicted, or we're going to hire crisis responders, because the person who, you know, a third of the calls in Dearborn are mental health related.
And that was Fox 2's Dave Spencer reporting the state House passed the bill earlier this month. It now goes to the state Senate, where a vote could take place when the legislature reconvenes in January.
And Warren's police commissioner also asking lawmakers to increase penalties for people who run from the law. Last week, the department had to deal with several chases in just one day. Commissioner Bill Dwyer says there are some simple changes that could be made to cut down on this crime and improve public safety.
You have to have mandatory 2 years. That's the only way you're going to cut down on the pursuits. Even the state police has a new policy that I understand that they won't even pursue a stolen vehicle. And I know for a fact that most departments don't pursue whatsoever.
Yeah, Farmington Hills has been calling for this as well. They just have been having a terrible time there. Dwyer says most departments don't pursue it all because the law is not tough enough and the risks are just too high.
An update this morning on a train derailment in southwest Michigan. Officials say it's likely it could have been prevented. More than 200 people were on board an Amtrak train on its way to Chicago from Pontiac last week when it hit a vehicle on the tracks in New Buffalo. Authorities say they tried to notify the train operators but gave them the wrong location. The train derailed but stayed upright, sending 6 people to the hospital. All were expected to be okay.
And just a reminder, as we head into the Thanksgiving holiday, the night before is always considered one of the biggest bar nights of the year. And that's why AAA is once again offering its tow-to-go service. So when called, the company can arrange for a tow truck to drive you and your vehicle to a safe place within a 10-mile radius for free. The phone number is there on your screen. This starts tomorrow at 6 p.m. and runs through 6 a.m. Monday. Note that it should only be used as a last resort.